Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of my Flutter video series. And today we are making a new um, sort of part of an application. It's actually a login screen, and I'm going to show you that in a moment. And while we are waiting for this emulator to load up, so I just want to mention that I just want to thank all the viewers of my channel, and also I want to thank the first club subscribers of my channel. Yes, thank you. And also, of course, all those who like my videos. And there are a couple of things um, that I would like to improve in my future videos moving forward. First off, I would like to improve the audio by buying microphone soon. And also, I do apologize for the non-structured way of me presenting to you guys because I did not rehearse any of this at all. I just know how to write some code. Um, and I just want to keep this video series original to document my process as well, my progress rather. And so here it is. Can this load up? Okay, so this is a simple login page. It accepts a username, and you can scroll this upward and password. And let's say if I type in hello at gmail.com, okay, and then let's type out test password. See, the login button um, turns into green as soon as it validates both of these fields, or ensure that both of these fields um, is in accordance with the validation rules that I set. So this is just a simple application. It doesn't have any authentication yet. And going back to what I'm discussing, I noticed that my first three videos are more than 30 minutes each. And that's pretty horrible because as we all know, the attention span is a little bit like 20 minutes or so. So I will try to cut down or trim down my videos into smaller parts so that you could you would be able to rewatch uh, some of the episodes easily. Okay, so let's say if you're tracking on how to create a validation, or let's say you wanted to watch how to create or how to add this image right here, this vector image. So you would be able to easily watch it on my channel, or search it in my on my channel rather. So let's start. Let's create a new project. So let's shut this down. Okay, Control Shift N. Oops, no, my bad. Control P. Hmm. Okay, let's create a new Flutter project and let's say provider. Oops, provider. Let's log in. Provider login page. Or provider login. Okay, and where's my diary? Not this one. Oh, there you go, my Flutter diary. Mm, okay, so now it's again pulling some of the resources online. Help to improve Flutter. Cancel that. And just like my previous episodes, I will be going to delete this task and clean up my main.dart file. Let's just wait for this file creation to finish. Okay, let's try to, oops, let's just, I think we just refresh this. Okay. Oh, my bad. I don't think it's connected yet. Okay. So if you remember my mini application right here earlier, so in this first video, I will be showing you how we could create the background. And if you could just rewind this video and you will notice that that background is not that simple. It's actually a gradient. It's showing you a gradient or transition of colors in a page. Um, so it's not as simple as declaring your background as colors that orange. It's not that. So I think while this page is loading up, maybe we could add my usual folder, which is the src inside the lib folder. And also I will create a app.dart file. Okay, so we will now delete this test. And, okay, and we will delete everything. Okay, so now let's start again by importing the material.dart file, which is the file that contains the material design or which supports the material design. And then we would create our function, main function. This one doesn't have any arguments, and inside that main function we will run our app, and I will refer to my app like so, and I will convert this to expression body. So again, the way I do that is I put my cursor right here and then just press Control and then period and then convert to expression body. Okay, there is a red squiggly line underneath my app function because I haven't created that class yet. So let's go to our app.dart file. So remember earlier I created this src folder inside the lib folder, and then inside the src folder I created the app.dart file. So now let me import this material.dart file and let me create a stateless widget. Okay, let me name this app and press save. So now that we have that ready, I will now show you how we could create a background color. So the way to do that is first let's start by returning a material app. This material app contains a couple of properties inside, and we do not need the uh, this debug icon right here. So let me just press this debug show checker mode banner and set this to false. Also, let me put a title. Say provider plugin. And you may ask me, hey, why are you putting a provider word there? It's because I will be later on in the next couple of videos, I will be creating a block which contains a validator, and that block is or that business logic component will be connected to my login UI through a provider package. That's why I'm putting a provider keyword there to give you like a tip, sort of a tip that this particular login page uh, is using a provider package for handling state management. Okay, so let me create a theme, and that theme would be simple because I think I've done this a couple of times in my previous videos, so that's theme data. And my primary swatch would be colors dot amber, I think. If I hover my mouse on top of the dot amber keyword, dot amber, you will see here the okay colors dot amber. I think this is much closer to the one I showed you. Okay, and of course we need to provide a home, and this home would be a scaffold, and this scaffold will contain a body. Okay, and the body would be I think that would be um container, I guess, like okay, I think that would be a container, of course. Container. Let's try to save this. Voila! Lost connection to the device because there are build errors. Let's see the problem. Oh, I forgot. Function app isn't defined here. So I'm going to put my cursor here, press Control dot, and then import the library. So this one is the one that I created, src appletart. Okay, and let's press F5 to debug. So I am expecting to have uh, an application page that has a white background only. Okay, so while we are building that, I think we could improve our container by adding, let's see, or we could improve our folder right here. Oh, is it done? Mm, okay, I think it's done already. So let's start. Let's officially start our first video. So here I will be putting a decoration, and this decoration right here creates a widget uh, wherein you could set the background basically of your page or your scaffold. Um, And the way to do that is again, let's go to our Flutter library. Okay. As always, it's best to look at the documentation. Okay. And let me just type here decoration with decoration class for painting. And the way I look at the documentation is I read the description a little bit, and then I go to the deconstructors. Okay. Actually, this decoration set is said to be an abstract constructor class, meaning to say there are other classes that are referring to this constructor or to this decoration class. So, can I check this one? Or maybe it's as oh, this one right here, the implementers. So let's take a look at what's this. Filter logo decoration, shape decor, underlay tab. I think what I need is a box decoration. And a box decoration right here gives us a way to draw a box. And this box is a border, box shadow, shape. So this is a sample implementation of this box decoration. Okay, so that's it. Custom paint. Oh, and I think this is it. So let's go back to our code. Let's implement box decoration. Okay, because this is what we need. And let's take a look at our constructor right here for box decoration. So we have color to define the color. Let's see. Color. Colors dot amber. Ooh, there you go. So it's as easy as that. However, like I mentioned earlier, our app is not really like this. Okay, it has a transition of colors from this side, from this bottom left corner to going to the top right. So in this case, I would not be using color, but instead I will use the gradient property right here. Okay, so let's go back to our code and okay, gradient. So for gradient, let's go back to our documentation, open this gradient class. So this is an interface that allows linear gradient, radial, sweep to be used interchangeably in box decorations. So like I mentioned earlier, since our earlier app shows a straight line right here, straight line of color transitions, then I will use a linear gradient to implement this gradient class. So linear gradient. And we have a yellowish squiggly line. If I press control period, it has a required argument of colors. So that should be inside. Okay. So as for the colors, we will use, let's say, uh, this one is asking for a list of type colors. So for this one, I'll be just listing the following. So colors dot number 800 colors dot number 700 colors dot number 600 and then colors dot number 400. Okay. Ooh, there you go. But this, okay, so we have a gradient right here. As you will notice in the right side, it's lighter than the left side. So we will change the orientation for the starting point and the end point of our linear gradient. So instead of a horizontal one, we will create a diagonal. So the way to do that is to set the I think that's begin, but it's not showing me that. Oh, because I'm writing it on top. My bad. Here. So we should begin at the top right. So what will be alignment? Let's begin right here. It's asking for an alignment geometry. So let's say alignment dot center left. Alignment dot top right. Ooh, there you go. See the switch, and this would be aiming on alignment dot bottom left. There you go. I think that's it for this video. But I think there's a subtle unevenness. Actually, I wanted to add something. What's this stops right here? The colors argument must not be null. If stops is non-null, it must have the same length as the colors. Okay, so it's asking for double numbers. So it's basically numbers with decimal points. So without this stops property right here, all the colors that I've listed here are evenly allocated. Okay, but if we set the stops property, let's say 0.1 and then 0.5 and then 0.7 and then I think that's 0.9. Okay, you will not notice that easily, but there is a slight change on the way our um, background is done. So I think that's it for our first video. If you like this video, you can press the like button, and if you want to support the channel, and if you want to continue watching the following or the next couple of videos for this particular uh, application, then you could subscribe to my channel. Alright, see you on to the next lesson.